What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys an updated ranking. With the release of Shazam, the newest film in the DCEU, the 7th film in the DCEU, it's time for me to give you guys my updated ranking on all 7 DCEU movies from worst to best. I did this ranking last year when Aquaman came out, and pretty much I needed to place Shazam in this ranking. So before I get to my ranking, guys, be sure to leave your rankings for all the DCEU movies down below in the comment section. What are your favorites, least favorites? What are your thoughts on my list? And let's have a great discussion. This list is completely subjective. These are my favorite films in the DCEU. If you hate my list, that is completely fine. That's your opinion. Please be respectful about it down below. All film is subjective, guys. Let's have a positive time here. So, without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Suicide Squad. Basically, all the trailers were so good, it hyped up the movie extremely well into this Guardians of the Galaxy-like dark tone feel. Kind of felt like a James Gunn movie, but then it brought in David Ayer as the director. He did a great job directing Fury, but the studio did not give David Ayer all the time at all, and only gave him 6 weeks to write the script to this movie, which was not enough time, and it shows. This movie was just atrocious. It was awful. I enjoyed it the first time when I watched it, but it's declined since then. The saving graces are Will Smith, Margot Robbie as their characters in this film. Joker was pretty much a different iteration of the Joker, which threw me off. Enchantress was an awful villain. Joker should have just been the villain. Take Enchantress out. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, BVS. This was the highly anticipated film for all DC fans. This was the Captain America Civil War for this franchise, and it's like, it's too early for this film to come out. I mean, we had Man of Steel come out in 2013, which was the Iron Man, and now you're getting right into Captain America Civil War? Jeez, DC. And it shows this movie was a gigantic mess. It was 2.5 hours long. The extended edition, though, the Ultimate Edition, was a huge improvement, but still it's not that great. Ben Affleck was great as Batman. Henry Cavill as Superman wasn't the best here. His character was pretty eh. And Wonder Woman was awesome. The biggest issue here is Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg is totally miscast in this role. Very hyper, Superman and all that. I want power and all that. It just felt really off. This movie, it is a 2.5 hour long commercial and setup for Justice League. This is the Iron Man 2 for the DCU. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Justice League. When I first saw this movie in theaters, I didn't get the hate for it. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I thought Zack Snyder, for the amount that he directed, keep in mind, guys, that this came out when Zack Snyder got the news that his daughter committed suicide. So Joss Whedon stepped in to finish what Zack Snyder started. And you can definitely tell that this movie was done by 2 people. One half is Snyder's cut, and then the other half is Whedon's cut. All the jokes were really forced in this movie. Most of them didn't work for me, especially the final act when Superman comes in. Everybody just needs to throw out a joke now because we want to make it like the MCU. We're sick of people complaining that our movies are too dark. Let's make it like an MCU movie. Make it like Guardians of the Galaxy. It just doesn't work at all in this movie. Henry Cavill, obviously this movie came out when Henry Cavill was doing Mission Impossible Fallout, and so they CGI'd his face. It's so off, it's so distracting. Steppenwolf ruins this whole movie. He's an awful, awful villain, so bad. Like, he's up there in my worst comic book movie villains ever in film. He's so bad. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Aquaman, directed by James Wan. I was definitely looking forward to seeing an Aquaman solo movie after Justice League. I thought he was one of the standouts of Justice League. Jason Momoa is great as the character in that. And here in Aquaman, they fleshed out his character really well. I love the world of Atlantis. Once we get introduced to Atlantis, the visual effects are top-notch. Why didn't this get an Oscar nom? Are you serious? And the direction from James Wan was so good. I love the story to the film. And the badass action sequences from the characters Mera, King Orm, and Black Manta. It does have a lot of cheesy cornball moments in the film that totally feel unrealistic in the sea, but still, Wan brought his intense creativity to the film and I dug it. Coming in at number 3 is the newly released Shazam! I just saw Shazam tonight. My review's up on my channel, go check that out. And I love Shazam. This movie was so awesome and so much fun. I just seen it once, so that's why it's at number 3. I want to play it safe. Zachary Levi, they made the perfect Shazam. Zachary Levi is so funny, so charismatic in the role, so lovable and likable. He's pretty much a 14-year-old kid in a grown man, 30-year-old man's body. It's so cool. Mark Strong as the villain, Dr. Zavanna, was my favorite DCU villain so far. I really like the way they fleshed him out as a character. You got him to understand his motivations and what he was going for. And their scenes were awesome together. And Shazam was really fun time at the theaters. It's just what I needed. Just what I needed. A fun DCU movie. And I got that with Shazam. Coming in at number 2 is a very underrated Man of Steel. Man of Steel is the best Superman movie ever made. Come at me, haters. Zack Snyder, I think this is one of his best films, in all honesty. Henry Cavill is an underrated Superman. He's my Superman. I love him. Christopher Reeve is technically the better Superman, but still, Henry Cavill brought a great amount of emotion to the character. I love the introduction on Krypton. I think I liked it a little more than Superman 1978. We start off in Krypton, and then we go right back to Earth. We get right to the action. We spend 30 minutes on Krypton in the original movie, which I just did not like. There's a lot of humanity in this film, and I love General Zod. Michael Shannon's awesome. Amy Adams as Lois Lane is great. Russell Crowe as Jor-El is really good. The score by Hans Zimmer is really good. It doesn't overtop John Williams, but still, it's an excellent score to me. But coming in at number 1 is Wonder Woman. Very obvious, Wonder Woman is still the best DCEU movie. As of right now, I can rewatch Shazam multiple times, and it could be my new favorite. We'll see. But Wonder Woman, as of right now, it did everything that we wanted the DCEU to do. Take risks and have a female-led superhero movie, and they did it really well with Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot was perfectly cast in the role. The action was great. The score was great. The characters are so well fleshed out. Diana and Steve Trevor, their romantic relationship is so believable. And once the movie ends, you're sad, you're crying, you feel so bad because it's such a powerful ending. The weakest part of Wonder Woman is definitely the villains, for sure. Ares is pretty generic. I didn't hate Ares, but I hated Dr. Poison and that general guy. He was in X-Men Origins, but anyway, other than that, Wonder Woman is really great besides the villains. There you have it, guys. That was my updated ranking for all 7 DCU movies. So in the comment section below, what did you guys think of my ranking? Do you agree? Disagree? Let's have a great discussion. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this ranking. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!